I call this meeting of the Alvin Independent School District to order. Let the record show that a quorum of board members is present and that this meeting has been duly called and that notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code 551. And the first agenda item is a public hearing on our financial integrity rating system of Texas.
Good evening, President Peterson, Board, Superintendent Nelson. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to provide this update. This is the first report. This is a statutory requirement of the state of Texas. And it's important to understand that this report is an accountability system similar to the structure of the academic accountability system in Texas. But it's also important to realize that this is a bit of a lagging indicator because the data is not reviewed in real time. So tonight we're talking about the 2023-2024 report, but it is actually looking at the data from the 2022-2023 fiscal year. And so FIRST stands for the Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas. And so this is from statute, and it's managed and facilitated by the Texas Education Agency. And they render their opinion by looking at an analysis of 2022-2023 data, both on the staff and student side, as well as the financial side, taking a look at our audit and other reported information through PEIMS. And so the statutory intention of the first rating is outlined here. So the legislature wanted to accomplish a couple things: to assess the quality of financial management of public school systems in Texas, also to measure and report the extent to which financial resources really go directly to instruction. As an instructional institution, that is our priority. Certainly in Alvin, that's our priority. I think that is reflected in this review that you'll see tonight, that taking care of students in the classroom and providing resources for teachers is really our budgetary priority. The first rating is a system that evaluates the quality of financial management and decisions in the district. So collectively, the board's work, the administration's work, and their intent was to improve the management of school districts' financial resources and increase financial accountability in the state of Texas for ISDs. And so this is done by an evaluation of a number of different metrics. This year, 20 different metrics were evaluated. Indicator 5 was the one that was an outlier and not scored this year. Some metrics receive a pass-fail. Some receive a graduated or a gradient scoring, depending on how you score based on that particular indicator. And so you can see here that we're graded much like students would be in a classroom, with superior achievement ranging from a 90 to 100. We don't need to look any further because Alvin ISD received a superior rating from the state of Texas. And so we're very proud of that. We received a 96 out of 100. And so on 19 out of 20 indicators, we received absolutely a perfect score across the board. Again, indicator 5 was not scored. The one area where we were reduced a couple points, 4 points this year, we actually gained 2 back, is related to indicator 12. And so this is a known challenge for fast growth school districts. When you look at the structure of school funding in the state of Texas, there's a lot of calculations and things that go into the operational side, the maintenance and operations side of the school system, where it's a big partnership between the state and the local school district. On the other side, the debt service side, the interest and sinking side, the state really makes very little provision to help fast growth districts build schools. They really rely on school districts, school boards, and bond elections to be able to accommodate new growth coming in. And so as students come quickly into particular areas, it causes a strain because the local community bears the responsibility for taking care of those new kids. And so that's the one area, but I'd say a 96 out of 100 is a pretty commanding place to be at this time. And so the state is certainly giving us accolades with that high superior rating in the district. And I think that's affirmed by a number of other indicators that we have. Certainly other outside organizations have rendered opinion. Of course, our auditors continue to provide us with clean, unmodified opinions, our third-party outside auditors. And then the district, of course, has been recognized by some of the national organizations with some of the highest accolades for transparency, what we share with the community, what's available, and for our budgeting process and the level of disclosure that we provided. So you see up there from ASBO, Association of School Business Officials, we've received the Certificate of Excellence in Financial Reporting from the Association of School Business. We've received the Meritorious Budget Award. There's a 350-page budget book on our website where we share with our community full disclosure about the financial management of Alvin ISD, as well as the Certificate of Achievement and Excellence in Financial Reporting from the Government Finance Officers Association. And then one other thing, the intent of the first rating is really to look at the financial management of the district and where our dollars go. And through lots of conversations, through our budgeting process, we took a look at some reports done by a third party that showed that in Alvin ISD, for our neighboring comparable districts, we had the absolute lowest administrative cost ratio in our area locally. And we have just barely, we came in second to quite a few other districts. We were just barely shy receiving the second place. We're very close to the first there as well, where we were the number 2 for the amount of dollars spent directly in the classroom for instruction. So the first rating certainly affirms that, but those data points really do affirm that in Alvin ISD, taking care of kids and focusing on instruction is our financial priority. So this is a public hearing, and so certainly we'll open it up to the board and members of the community if they have questions or comments.
How many years has our district received a superior rating?
This is about the third or fourth year to superior. We were just outside of that category for 2 years, and then before that for quite a few years before as well.
Very good.
I hear your passion about where we stand, and I'm excited about that. But I also hear where you stand around that second spot as it relates to the instruction to run the classroom. So, has it piqued your curiosity as to why, and have you looked into that?
It is. There's a number of other areas that the district also and the board has placed a lot of priority on. We're very high on safety and security expenditures.
Absolutely.
And so our board has really led the way for many years, from a police student to staff ratio on the police side. We're not aware of, and we haven't heard of another district that had a higher officer to student ratio. And that was before there were state mandates that required that. So those expenditures are pretty high and have been over $5 million a year from a budgeted standpoint. Also, the district and the board have really placed a priority on extracurricular and career and technical education expenditures. And so those are aligned to the classroom. They're not a Function 11 expenditure. And so in that one category that we looked at, it was exclusively 11. But there are other instructional expenditures that definitely place us in that top tier. And so that looking at that one thing may be a misnomer, because the priority has been to really make sure our kids have a robust, well-rounded educational experience.
No, I'm impressed. So I appreciate everything that you do and put into it. So I knew you had a great thought process around it. So I just wanted to hear your take on it.
Thank you so much.
Any questions from the audience?
I just want to say kudos to our business office, Dr. Combs, Ms. Cheryl Ryan, and those in our business financial services who work really diligently and hard to be as transparent as we can, but also very detailed oriented in all that we do. So thank you, Dr. Combs, Ms. Ryan, and the rest of our business financial services.
Oh, thank you
Thank you.
for the kind words. It's definitely a huge team effort.
Very good. And I was trying to get you to brag when I asked how many years, because for the last 11 years that I've sat through these, I think we've had that Meritorious Budget Award almost every year. So.
Oh, that's right. For those budget awards, I believe that's going on 13 or 14 years now. So
Yeah, so I asked the wrong question. I'm sorry. The Meritorious Budget Award, I knew, and that is, like Superintendent Nelson said, that's due to you and Cheryl Ryan and the rest of your team being good fiduciaries of the district fund. So we appreciate you.
Thank you.
And it goes back to us when we're talking about the TASB conference
Yeah.
and some of the breakouts we sit in with the districts that are making lots of cuts everywhere. And we're just not seeing that here, and it's awesome.
Likewise, I was trying to get you to brag a little bit. Because I knew, I was like, I know he's looked at why that little bit was off.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Dr. Combs.
Thank you all for your time. Appreciate it.
All right. And moving on, we will have our introduction of greeters by our Director of Communications, Renee Rives.
Welcome, everybody. We're glad you're here. We have some special greeters with us today. These are, the greeters this evening are the 2024 Brazoria County Fair Queens from our high schools. So when I call your name, if you would come up, please, or just stand up so everybody can see you. And then we have a couple of them leading it for us. So to start with, we have the Shadow Creek High School, Abigail Nizer. Iowa Colony is Tessa Saldana. And then Manville High School is Kayla Fiolos. And Alvin High School is Kaylee Elsner. And so we have Kaylee and Kayla coming up to help us with the pledge tonight.
Please join me in saying our pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Join me as we pledge to the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, ladies.
if you would remain standing, we will have the invocation by trustee Corey Scott.
Please bow with me. Dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for this wonderful gathering this evening. Please be with us and guide and direct this board as we do the best we can for Alvin ISD. Please be with all our teachers, faculty, and all the employees of Alvin ISD. And please remember the families of the Manville High School as they go through a tragic time. In this we pray. Amen.
So President Peterson, I was just going to say about the young ladies who are representing Alvin ISD at the fair this year as Fair Queen. This is a year-long process, right? So were you voted on at your campuses the end of, how does that work? Give us a little background.
Junior year, we were elected by our school to represent our school at the Brazoria County Fair for the candidate for our school.
So then all throughout the year, you all speak to different civics groups or different organizations, do fundraising? I mean, it's a year-long process. So you're all seniors? Is that correct? Okay. Well, thank you for coming. this
Actual
evening.
crowning is
Saturday.
At 7 p.m.
October the 12th. Coming up, yep.
Very good.
Congratulations.
Thank you. All right, and now we'll move into the superintendent's report.
Okay, board, we had lots of great things happening. Of course, October is the National Principals Month, and Alvin ISD has some of the best. And some of those are here this evening with us, and we'll recognize them. But principals are amongst the hardest working individuals, but the least recognized, them and their APs. Principals set the academic tone for their school and its vision, dedication, determination to provide mobilizing force for achieving student success. So this is hashtag Thank a Principal Month. Tomorrow we'll be celebrating our principals at their monthly principal meeting. And if you're an Alvin ISD principal and you're here this evening, will you please stand at this time so we can at least recognize you? Thank you all. Tomorrow, we're going to have a steak dinner with lobster. No, we're not. Sorry.
Microwave.
Uh-oh.
Microwave. Microwave lobster.
Yeah. Next up, we hosted our first, we call it the first annual Keys to Alvin ISD Realtor event out at Liberty Alumni Hall, bringing together local realtors to learn more about our growing district. We shared insightful updates about the district's progress, finances, future plans, growth, fostering a productive dialogue with the attendees. The event was a success, and we're already looking forward to next year's, and we even have had realtors reach out and say, how do I get on the list to be invited? So all realtors are invited. We'll be putting out more information on that next meeting. But great dialogue between us and the realtors that serve our area. Right now, we currently have our elementary musicals happening. There's information on our website, but throughout September and October, we have showcased our elementary students' incredible talents through these musicals. We have Finding Nemo Kids. We also have Willy Wonka and Aladdin happening throughout the district. So Finding Nemo will be, if you're interested, October the 10th this week at 6 p.m. at Alvin Elementary. You can catch that one. Willy Wonka may have already wrapped up. I don't have all the schedule on my memorized, but I do have it on my calendar. But it is on the website if you're interested in attending and seeing some of our very talented elementary students at these elementary musicals. Congratulations to our Marine Corps Junior ROTC. Again, they received the 2024 Naval Honor School. Alvin High School hosts our MC Junior ROTC program. The selection's based on several criteria, including the number of cadets that are active in school activities and clubs, the number of community service hours for the unit as a whole and per cadet, and the number of organizations assisted by the unit, and scholastic achievements, including the number of academic awards and scholarships given to the cadets. So congratulations to our top-notch program, and all students across the district are able to participate in that program. Some people say, well, why can't we expand it to some of our other high schools? It is one per district, and it's basically overseen by the military. And so we have limited control on, so ours is hosted at Alvin High School. So just like our orchestra program, people can transfer from other high schools to be in our orchestra program, hosted at Shadow Creek High School. Of course, students in the room and teachers and maybe principals are excited that next week is fall break. And so it's a nice break in the middle. We started back in August, and so October 14th through the 18th, there will not be any classes for students and teachers. However, there still will be some extracurricular activities happening throughout the district. So we hope that everyone is able to take a little bit of break and refresh for the rest of the fall.
Thank you, Superintendent Nelson. At this time, we will move into student and faculty commendations by Trustee Sweeney and Trustee Garza.
Again, welcome everyone. And when I call your name, if you will please come forward to receive your commendation. Parents, this is time for you too. If you would like to step into the aisle and take a picture, or just from where you're sitting, just stand and take a picture. This is about y'all right now. So we're going to start out with the National Merit Semifinalists. So in September, officials of the National Merit Scholarship Corporation announced the names of approximately 16,000 semifinalists in the 70th Annual National Merit Scholarship Program. Overall, approximately 50,000 students are recognized as either commended students or semifinalists. These academically talented high school seniors who achieve semifinalist status have an opportunity to continue in the competition for some 7,250 National Merit Scholarships worth more than $28 million that will be offered next spring. Congratulations to the following students for being named National Merit Semifinalist. And to note, Alvin ISD more than doubled the number of National Merit semifinalists this year. So congratulations to all of you. And when I call your name, please come up. We have Bryant Necesta, from Alvin High School. Connor J. Bellard from Shadow Creek High School. Yes, if you'll just stay, we'll get all of them together. Anaya Chaddick from Shadow Creek High School. Ethan Cruz from Shadow Creek High School. Danny Jacob from Shadow Creek High School. Shab Mocker from Shadow Creek High School. Ishan Patel from Shadow Creek High School. Shavi Padada from Shadow Creek High School. Ashwin Vijay Karma from Shadow Creek High School. Michael Walla from Shadow Creek High School. And Joshua Wu from Shadow Creek High School. Congratulations to all of you. If a couple of you might take a step up and from behind, step on the platform, and then we'll squeeze in so we can get better photos. Yeah, a few of you go up, some squeeze in on the bottom. There we go.
Maybe let her get in the front.
Can you still see her?
Yeah, let her get in the front. There we go.
There you go.
That is a great group of students there who have worked very, very hard to get where they are. So congratulations to all of you. As soon as they're finished taking photos, you may go back to your seats.
Congratulations. Congratulations also to the parents, because students without their support and your family, you wouldn't be where you were. So congratulations to the parents and your continued support.
You got a lot more.
Yes, that's a lot of hard work for them too. So, next we're going to move on. So the E.C. Mason Student Council received the TSPRA Student Leadership Award for 23-24. This award was established to honor outstanding student leadership teams and their impact on our school communities in the state of Texas. Congratulations to the E.C. Mason Student Council for meeting all the standards to receive this prestigious award. So when I call your name, please come up. And accepting on the behalf of the entire Student Council, we have the leadership for that. So E.C. Mason Student Council is Devin Dalmolin is the president. Jace Munden is the vice president. Kenny Fisher is the treasurer. Piper Eckenrod is the secretary. Dakota Dowd is the historian. And Adam Fletcher is the parliamentarian. Along with those, we would like for their sponsor to come up, which is Deborah Goza and Blair Donnelly. And parents, you're welcome to come up and take photos.
Can you need any of them to step up or no?
Can
you get them all in,
If
or
a
no?
couple of you will step up on the second step there.
There we go.
We get in.
one.
There we go.
There we
Perfect,
go.
perfect. Thank you. There we go. I love that our leadership starts at such a young age
Yes.
and grows only from there. So they're doing a fantastic job that the state of Texas would recognize them. So congratulations to all of you. And to their sponsors. That's a lot of hard work organizing that, so thank you very much. Okay, next we have the 23-24 Fairview Junior High Symphonic Band has been selected as a national winner in 2 categories of the 2024 Mark of Excellence Wind Band Honors Project. The Mark of Excellence is a national music competition that recognizes musical ensembles for high standards in performance. Ensembles are judged by nationally acclaimed I can't even say that word, people. The project received 450 entries in the classifications this year, both the Class A Division and the New Music Division contest, and earned the highest possible award in both of these categories. So students to receive commendations on behalf of the band are Emma Rodriguez, Reese Rodriguez, Eva Compton, Ernesto Sanchez, Caden Ackley, and Boyd Hindman. And the directors are Angela Klinkner and Jacob Macias. Please come up. Squeeze together and we'll get photos. And parents, please come up if you would like. Perfect.
Now, do y'all each play a different instrument? Once the pictures are taken, y'all can answer that.
Okay, now you can answer it. Do you each play a different instrument?
Do y'all each?
Tuba,
Tuba?
French horn, flute, clarinet.
Very good.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much. Congratulations. Y'all may sit down. Okay, now we're moving into our staff commendations. So, Manville High School teacher Irma Garcia was honored as an outstanding Hispanic educator by the Brazoria County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce at the Latin Fest at the Pearland Town Center recently. So congratulations.
Congratulations,
So Irma, how long have you
Irma.
been teaching in the district?
20 years.
Wow.
But
She was at
33 in
Harvey.
Total, 33 in
Total. She was at Harvey Junior High at one point before Manville stole her, so.
Yes.
Very good. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Irma.
And Alvin ISD continues a longstanding streak and received this Certificate of Excellence in Financial Reporting Award from the Association of School Business Officials International. So the award recognizes districts that have met the program's high standards for financial reporting and transparency. Alvin ISD earned the honor for its annual comprehensive financial report for the fiscal year ending in June 30th, 2023. The annual comprehensive financial report informs stakeholders about the financial and economic state of the district, making it an important communications tool for building trust and engaging with the school community. ABSO International Certificate of Excellence recognizes that Alvin ISD met the program's high standards for financial reporting and transparency. So we would like to ask Cheryl Ryan to please come up. She is Alvin ISD Senior Finance Director. All your hard work on that.
Thank you, Cheryl. If any of you know Cheryl, she's kind of a behind-the-scenes worker. She just does it. And, I mean, she's here early and stays late, and she's just all in, but she doesn't like the recognition. So thank you, Cheryl, for coming up and getting recognized.
That concludes our student and faculty commendation. So if anyone would like to leave now, would probably be a great time if students need to get home and do homework and get in bed.
That's my out right there.
While they're doing that, this evening, Ms. Rives, don't we have guests from ACC here, students? Okay. Just to kind of.
Want it in front of the A?
Yeah, you guys want to get it in front of the A?
Get it in front of the A.
Yeah.
We'll move.
Yeah, we'll move.
Go ahead.
Go for it.
While they're doing that, we do have students from Ms. Wilburn's class in ACC, so we want to welcome all of you that are here to learn about how a school district works, because you're our future teachers, and we can't wait to see you in the classroom one day.
All you ACC students can come right up front if y'all want.
Good luck, ladies.
Shelley, did you want to get a picture of them? Oh, okay. It's the science presentation, and this is a continuation. We had to reschedule this one from, I believe it was May, when our CAC committee came and you all called the bond. So we asked Ms. Shaw if we could push it off until now. So thank you, Ms. Shaw, for accommodating our schedules.
Wasn't a problem.
Do that anytime.
Sure.
Well, good evening, members of the board, Board President Peterson, and Superintendent Nelson. Thank you for this opportunity to provide an overview of science in Alvin ISD. This evening, we're going to look through the lens of curriculum, coaching, and content. When looking through the lens of curriculum, we're going to look at habits of scientists and what we provide within our curriculum to support these habits. In looking at coaching, we're going to look at how our instructional coaches support teachers, students, parents in our curriculum. And last, we will look at our content, specifically looking at our state of science, our STAR data, and then we will conclude by exploring the pathways that serve all of our students. So let's start with our science curriculum. One of the things that we want to instill in our students is habits of scientists, and I'm going to go through these with you. What we want to instill in our students, we want to be able to have students ask questions and define problems. We want students to use math and computational thinking, plan and conduct investigations, analyze and interpret data, construct explanations and design solutions. We want students to develop and use models. We want them to be engaged in argument from evidence and gather, evaluate, and communicate information. For the purpose of this evening, I'm going to focus on 4 habits. We'll focus on asking questions and defining problems and what that looks like. We will look at planning and conducting investigations. We will also look at developing and using models and engage in argument from evidence. One of the key habits we teach is helping students to ask questions and define problems. This builds curiosity and critical thinking. As you can see in these pictures, you see students doing notice and wonders when they observe and ask questions about what they see. With graphs, they notice patterns and trends and unexpected results. And so they ask questions about what's happening. By encouraging questions, we empower students to take charge of their learning and prepare them to solve real-world problems like real scientists do. Another important habit emphasized is planning and conducting investigations, which teaches students to design experiments and follow procedures to test their ideas. Through hands-on experiments, students learn how science functions in practice and develop problem-solving skills. This process helps them understand how experiments can answer their questions and relate their learning to real-world situations. Another important habit is developing and using a wide variety of models and simulations. In these pictures, students are engaging in hands-on activities and experiments to create models and check their understanding. By developing the use of models, students can visualize how things work, test different ideas, and refine their explanations based on what they observe. This helps them deepen their understanding of science and apply their knowledge to real-world problems. The next habit is engaging in argument from evidence, which is key to scientific thinking. In science, it's important not just to have ideas, but to be able to support them with evidence. We teach students to use the CER framework, which we know as claim, evidence, and reasoning, to structure their scientific writing. As shown in this chart, students make a claim, back it up with evidence that they've gathered, and then they explain why the evidence supports their claim. This structure helps students think critically, make strong arguments, and communicate their ideas clearly, just like real scientists. This is how we write in science, which also supports our district priority when it comes to writing in all content areas. So to support these habits, we provide a curriculum that aligns with TEKS and includes model lessons for our teachers. We provide a curriculum that features inquiry-based learning, hands-on investigations, and engineering tasks. We provide a curriculum that emphasizes literacy, growth through reading, while also developing communication and collaboration skills. We provide a curriculum that promotes critical thinking and problem-solving activities. We also provide a curriculum that utilizes scientific information and digital tools for investigating and explaining natural phenomena. And last, we provide assessments and responsive action plans based on performance data. And now we will look at coaching when it comes to supporting teachers, students, and parents in our curriculum. We know that our teachers are working hard each and every day to prepare our students for success. However, we also know that we are very fortunate that in Alvin ISD, we provide instructional coaches to partner with our teachers to enhance teaching practices and improve student learning. Therefore, our instructional coaches support our teachers with ongoing curriculum adjustments, by leading curriculum previews each grading period, by facilitating summer academy focused on our district priorities, by modeling and co-teaching lessons with teachers in the classrooms, by being abreast of research-based practices, and by providing teacher feedback to support the students' learning in the classroom. Our instructional coaches also support students by creating model lessons. They also work with student groups to close learning gaps. And our instructional coaches also design instructional materials to support and clarify common misconceptions when it comes to learning. Instructional coaches support parents by being the direct campus contact when it comes to curriculum, as they are the content experts for that campus. They also help to facilitate family nights, they coordinate STEM nights, academic nights, STEM fair, and they participate in parent meetings to provide additional resources for their students. And now we will look at the content, specifically looking at the state of science and looking at our STAR data. In looking at overall science STAR data, as Dr. Valdez and Mr. Shaw presented our STAR scores in August, science scores followed similar trends as our area districts and the state. In looking at our 5th, 8th, and biology EOC meets, the district scores decreased by 1 point, while the state scores decreased by 4. And looking at our master's category, you can see that our master's went down by 1, and the state scores decreased by 3. And I'm specifically looking at from 2023 to 2024. So let's look at elementary science STAR. For 5th grade science, the district meets went down by 7, while the state scores went down by 8. For masters, the district decreased by 5, while the state scores decreased by 4 from 23 to 2024. Junior high science didn't follow the same trend as the state. As you can see, Alvin had 1 point increase, while the state had 3 points decrease at the meets level. For the masters, both the district and the state remained the same. In looking at high school science, specifically biology EOC, Alvin increased by 1 point at the meets level, as did the state. For masters, Alvin decreased by 1 point, while the state decreased by 3. And so overall, we attribute our progress to prioritizing small group instruction and formative assessment, embedding opportunities for student discourse and technology integration in our curriculum, providing in-person professional learning for teachers throughout the school year, and supporting instructional coaches who serve as liaisons, facilitating communication and the implementation of curriculum on campus. And now I'm going to turn it over to our junior high science coordinator, Tiffany Penix, who will talk to you about STEM.
Thank you. Good evening. As Ms. Shaw mentioned, my name is Tiffany Penix, and I am the Junior High Science Curriculum Coordinator. And I'm thrilled to be here to share with you some examples of the Science Curriculum Department's commitment to providing students with enriching, hands-on learning through a wide variety of STEM-based opportunities. STEM isn't just part of our curriculum, it's woven into everything we do. By focusing on developing skills that help students understand and solve real-world problems, we prepare them for future academic and career success. Our curriculum is designed to ignite creativity, critical thinking, and problem solving. By integrating project-based STEM learning into the classroom, we ensure students are consistently engaged in applying these skills to real-world scenarios. I would also like to highlight some of the additional opportunities our students have to engage in STEM outside of the classroom. One noteworthy example is our STEM Fair, which had over 1,200 participants district-wide last year, with 200 projects showcased at the district level. This program offers 3 distinct pathways: advocacy, engineering, and experimental, allowing students to explore and engage with STEM disciplines in ways that match their interests. Through this process, students develop valuable skills in research, design, and scientific communication. Another example is Sea Perch. This is our underwater robotics program, which enables students to design, build, and control remotely operated vehicles, providing hands-on experience with engineering concepts, problem-solving, and teamwork. Students can also participate in our robotics program,
where they engage in designing, building, and programming robots for competitions. In doing so, they develop essential technical and soft skills such as coding, mechanical design, collaboration, and leadership. Lastly, our mobile STEM bus, which brings interactive, hands-on science learning directly to schools. It provides students with access to cutting-edge technology and STEM experiments, making advanced STEM education more accessible and equitable across the district. None of these enriching opportunities would be possible without the unwavering support of our principals, teachers, and parents. Their dedication, involvement, and encouragement are the foundation of our students' success in these programs. We are deeply grateful for their contributions and commitment to our shared goal of student success. Together, these programs are transforming the way our students learn, offering them meaningful experiences that will propel them forward in their academic and professional journeys. So now let's take a look beyond STAR at what opportunities we provide all students when it comes to science. When it comes to high school science, we are continuously updating high school science courses to meet graduation requirements. We are currently offering 11 unique courses plus dual enrollment for our diverse student needs. We are serving the needs of all students, from struggling learners with unfinished learning to advanced learners. And we are focused on ensuring college, career, and military readiness for all. Here are the 11 high school courses we offer, from biology to astronomy and chemistry, just to name a few. Here are the science and career and technical program credit courses offered to our high school students. These courses provide them with an opportunity to specialize in a field of interest to them. As you can see, we have health science, engineering, and agricultural programs of study. And in partnership with Alvin Community College, these are the dual credit courses we offer, from anatomy and physiology to college physics. So what comes next in science? We will continue to build the habits of scientists. We will keep working with instructional coaches to assist teachers and elevate the curriculum. We will focus on initial instruction with teachers, and we will continue to integrate STEM-focused learning opportunities by connecting engineering, technology, and scientific inquiry to solve real-world problems and develop innovative solutions. And as a special treat, we'd like to leave you with a fun, hands-on science experience. We're providing each of you with some oobleck. It's a fascinating non-Newtonian fluid. Along with it, you'll find some inquiry questions to spark your curiosity and engage you in the wonder of scientific exploration.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like slime? No.
Thank you for your time and attention this evening. We hope this gives you a taste of the exciting and enriching experiences we strive to bring our students each and every day. I will turn it back over to Ms. Fulvia Shaw. Thank you.
See, we're just like kids. We're already looking at this and not.
I'm pretty sure I've had this in my house before.
So on behalf of our science department, thank you again to our school board members and Superintendent Nelson for your ongoing support. At this time, I also want to take this time to thank our science coordinators that are here this evening. And I'd like to recognize our elementary science coordinator, Pam Reland. Our junior high science coordinator, Tiffany Penix. Our high school science coordinator, Christina Rodriguez. And I just want to highlight that their passion for science truly shines through everything they do, and they are the pillars of our curriculum department when it comes to supporting our principals, our teachers, our students, and all of our parents across the district. So this concludes our presentation for this evening. I'm going to turn it over if you have any questions at this
I
time.
have one real quick. When was the last time the science teaks changed? This year, okay, for the 23, 24, or 24, 25?
We kind of rolled it out in cohorts.
Okay.
We started with 6th and 7th grade last year, which, again, it kind of falls in line with, I think we're ahead of a lot of districts. Most of them wait until this year. So now our 8th graders are starting that process, and then it will go on.
And
We'll be all caught
yeah.
up by
So anytime they change or update it, you have to update the curriculum?
Yes.
Okay.
But thank y'all for all the extra hours in the summertime. I know y'all get a lot of teachers involved in committees and things like that, so thank y'all for doing all of that.
No questions, but a few comments. I'm very pleased with that. Like, that was awesome. I think science gets more interesting as the children get older. And it's impressive to see that the junior high levels at least remain consistent and continue to improve, because I know so much changes happened to them academically during those years and growth-wise personally. So for them to get interested in science and stay interested through those years, pivotal years, are impressive and a testament to you guys' work. And I think this next statement or comment would go out to the parents or guardians, piggybacking from our recent conference. That's the theme of the night if you just got here. But, our district has a wealth of resources, and in partnership with these leaders at each campus, along with JBH, parents, the students can only do as much as we allow and continue to reinforce. And so I encourage you to have the conversations at home with them and ask them what they did today. Ask them about these projects so that they can recall some of the lessons that they learned in school and take advantage of the resources that the district has to offer. We have these available to all of our district families, and typically at zero to no cost. And compared to some of the districts we were just with a few weeks ago, we're in great shape as it relates to that. So especially with science and these kids, it'll help so many other aspects of them reading and mathematically. So I was that kid that didn't like to read always, but I was interested in technology, and so that allowed me to read more and do more mathematics. And so when they find something they're interested in, the kid will thrive in that environment. So I just encourage the parents and the guardians out there. And if you know somebody that's not here that doesn't know about these resources, please share them. Thank you, guys.
Any
Thank
other
you, Ms.
questions?
Shaw.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And now we'll move into the Alvin ISD 2018 Bond Program Review presentation.
So, Board, we have Mr. Gesh and Mr. Van Wagner here this evening, and some of their team they're going to kind of do an overview, kind of a wrap on the 2018 bond. Mr. Gesh?
Thank you.
Got a bond?
Thank you, Superintendent Nelson and Board. Sort of off the cuff, thinking as Board Member Johnson was talking, the science presentation and the way we talk about science being everything from biology to life science to IPC to pretty well the gamut in science back when I was in the classroom teaching that, I think to what you were talking about, this is a pretty interesting alignment, because this is really an application of a lot of the sciences, especially the physical sciences with physics and chemistry and everything that goes into, of showing where some of those careers can lead, but to be real successful with that base knowledge in very different ways. But here, again, thank you for letting us give you an update on the 2018 bond proposal this evening. We're excited to provide this on the progress that was made during the 2018 bond issue. As a reminder, in 2018, we had a bond issue that was to address district growth, facility needs, as well as some safety and security and some land options. What we're proud to share with you is this August, with the opening of 3 new campuses, that all projects and all of the goals of the 2018 bond project have been met. And not just met, as outlined in the bond proposal, we're even more pleased to bring news to the board and to the community, which many of you already know. We did this while we were staying on time, on schedule to complete all these projects and under budget. So that's an achievement that reflects the careful planning, dedication, and collaboration of many departments and districts and individuals across our district. So to give you a little context before I hand it off here, back in November of 2018, the gubernatorial election that year, the voters of Alvin approved a bond package totaling $480 million, $439,000 with the community passed with overwhelming support. It was the largest bond issue in the history of the district. Just under 22,000 people or constituents voted in favor. That represented almost 69% of the total votes cast, so right at 70%. So as a district, we're deeply appreciative of the community trust and support, the leadership of the board and Superintendent Nelson that have allowed us the opportunity to work on this bond issue and work hard to honor the trust and commitment by delivering some high-quality school campuses for our students while being fiscally responsible and mindful of the community's needs and expectations. So if you can see up there, at the time the bond was passed, we had just under 26,000 students. Even with the challenges of the pandemic, we've now surpassed the 30,000 student mark. I checked with Mr. Shaw over the weekend. I believe as of Friday, we were at 30,070 students. And then while we've not completely returned to pre-pandemic levels with our annual growth, we're still seeing significant increases, growing by almost the size of one elementary school each year. For those of you who don't know, we built an elementary school for about 800 kids. With the current trends, we project that the student population could reach in the neighborhood of 34,000 within the next 5 years. With those challenges from the pandemic to everything else, again, we were on time and under budget. So at this time, I want to introduce some folks who work in our Planning and Construction Services Department. We have with us Billy Cunningham. Billy is our Coordinator of Construction Services and keeps this group in line.
Helps pay the bills too, right?
Yes.
Keeps up with.
Manages that budget for us. Rudy Santos is our project manager in construction services. Rudy's on site and holds our contractors and all of our subcontractors' feet to the fire as we go through that, along with Bill Van Wagner, who's our director of construction services. And so now I'll turn it over to Bill to walk us through the 2018 bond package. And Mr. Van Wagner, show yours.
My first time. So I apologize in advance for not bringing any hammers or nails or anything to pass out.
Tape measure.
Nothing? A piece of tile from a school?
We'll get you something next
All right.
time. This is just an initial schedule for the bond program. We started with a replacement campus for EC Mason Elementary. The land purchase, design, construction were all approved in the 2018 bond. The construction started in fall of 2019. Keeping in mind on all of these that design and land planning start about 8 to 12 months prior to that. Some of the challenges we experienced, and right off the bat, COVID about 6 months in, kind of threw us for a loop. And about 3 months in, our general contractor decided they didn't want to be in the school construction business anymore. So that was fun. So the campus opened in August of '21. That increased capacity, provided modern learning environment and current technology infrastructure for students and staff. Next project we worked on, Jackie Doucette Caffey Junior High, number 8. Land purchase approved in 2013 bond, design funding approved in 2015 bond, construction funding approved in the 2018 bond. Construction started in the fall of 2019. Some of the same challenges, COVID 6 months in, and due to Hurricane Harvey, a lot of drainage and detention changes. A lot of small towns were kind of all over the place at that point and really requiring the most stringent policies for flood mitigation. The campus opened in August of '21, alleviated overcrowding at existing campuses and supports continued enrollment growth. Iowa Colony High School, new campus to address student growth, site purchase approved in 2015 bond, design and construction approved in the 2018 bond. Construction started on the high school in the summer of 2019. COVID 9 months in, increased drainage and detention requirements. The campus opened in August of '22, significant addition to the district's high school infrastructure supporting future growth. and improving facilities for students.
So real quick there on Iowa Colony High School, that's where we had to go out and buy 19 additional acres for drainage and detention because of Harvey.
Yes, ma'am. We initially wanted to put a high school, a junior high, and an elementary on that site, and we needed 19 acres just to get the junior high one there also.
Right, so we lost an elementary site there because of Harvey.
Delbert Orem Nichols, Wilma Fountain Mock Elementary School, number 21.
It's a mouthful.
New campus to address student growth in the Sierra Vista area. Site purchase approved in 2015 bond, design and construction approved in the 2018 bond. Construction started in the winter of '21. Challenges, increased drainage detention requirements, inflation started to hit us based, from the COVID at that point. Supply chain delays for anything electronic, generators, HVAC equipment, totally changed the way we had to start a project and manage the process. Campus opened in August of '23, providing a growing community with updated amenities and resources for students. Iowa Colony Junior High, placed on the same campus with the high school. New campus to address student growth, site purchase, design, and construction were all approved in the 2018 bond. Construction started on the junior high in summer of '22. Increased drainage detention requirements, inflation, supply chain delays, all
Is
continued
that body
on.
of water the 19 acres?
Right. Campus opened in the summer of '24, alleviating pressure on existing junior high schools, accommodating growing junior high student population. Harvey Junior High expansion and renovation, design and construction approved in the 2018 bond. Construction started summer of '21. Biggest challenge on that one, of course, was relocation of students and staff for 2 years. Inflation also on that one, supply chain delays. Campus opened in August of '23, modernized facilities, expanded capacity, improved learning environment for students. Barbara Bennett Elementary School, number 22, new campus to address student growth in Meridiana. Site purchase, design, and construction approved in 2018 bond. Construction started in fall of '22. Some of the challenges, increased drainage, inflation, supply chain delays on that as well. Campus opened in the summer of '24, addressing capacity needs with new state-of-the-art facilities for elementary students. Alvin Elementary replacement, design and construction approved in 2018 bond. Construction started in fall of '21, same challenges. Campus opened summer of '24, providing modern facilities for students, enhancing learning experience.
So Bill, real quick.
Yes, ma'am.
I recall getting a call or Mr. Gesh telling me something about door mechanisms, and we weren't going to be able to get occupancy in one of the schools because the door, whatever, we couldn't get the part. I was like, what? We've got this beautiful school and we can't put people in it because the doors don't lock or close correctly.
Right, well, not just that, but we were not supposed to get the doors themselves.
Those were
In
the
time to open
challenges
the
we
school,
were
right.
facing, and so, yeah, there was a lot of challenges.
A lot of challenges.
Yep.
On that challenge, the other one, I don't know if Superintendent Nelson remembers this. We were in cabinet one day during Alvin Elementary construction early on. And when we say unusual challenges, I get a text message from Bill saying, our generator, I believe, that they gave away.
Oh, yes.
The main
Power
source for the school, that once you close it in, you can't do any work inside till you have power. Bill says, we had it bought, it was sitting on the yard, and our provider sold it to somebody else. In the middle of construction, it was supposed to be delivered within a couple of weeks, and Bill talked to who he needed to, and Rudy, and I don't know who else.
Rudy pulled some strings.
We got our stuff on time, but it was one of those things, they gave it to somebody else, and quite a bit, there's all types of little nuances through there. Also within the bond, there was $12 million. We have it as future land, but it's $12 million for land and security. If you remember in 2018, there were several things like now that was security-wise that were going on that impacted the country at large at that time. So looking at enhanced security, physical security on campuses. So since the 2018 bond, we had, going into the 2018 bond, as you saw on the slides, we had several that we had used. We had used most of our inventory. We're very limited on sites. I can tell you now we've acquired the sites to have multiple elementary sites and multiple junior high sites in inventory that we can use going forward. At a savings to the taxpayer by the actions of the board to have foresight in that process. And we've also taken steps to enhance physical security on our campuses throughout modification enhancements. This was some of the dollars that paid to finally have Alvin High School have a full perimeter fence, a hardened perimeter on that, as well as other fencing at other campuses and some other modifications. So just in review, looking at the finances a little bit to give you some perspective of how we went through this and a few other things. Here's everything laid out with, and if you want to see this in a little bit more detail on Construction Services website, there's more pictures of the deal as well as some of this information. This shows you each of the projects with the architect, the general contractor, the capacity, it was built for students, and then our square footage, the site, how large the site is in acreage. Here you can see the shared site of Iowa Colony and junior high and Iowa Colony High School. It was originally 205 acres, and then we add the 19, we get to the 224 combined site. And someone asked, no, that lake was not the 19 acres. It's another 19-acre lake that we had to put in order to do that. It's actually at the back side of the property.
In 4 years.
As we go through this. But as you look at this, and then the elementaries across the bottom, as we built them from left to right, as we did a facility, going to the new schools, going back to 23, we did a facility assessment on our existing buildings, 10 years old or older. And that assessment showed our maintenance and upkeep in our buildings has been at a high level, allow us to operate efficiently. And so Matt DeVoe, Michael Barnes, kudos to them and the team they put together. But as you look at this, this is an additional, from when we were in 2018 to here, this is an additional 1.5 million square feet of conditioned space added to the district. That puts us at a total across the district just over 6.4 million square feet of space, conditioned space throughout the district. And the land acquisition moves us up to right around 1,540 acres that the district owns and maintains across the district. So
Say that again, how many acres?
1,545 is a
Okay.
little closer number, I say. So that's just the scale of growth we're seeing as we go through that. Like Bill said, it's important to note that this bond project began pre-pandemic, so before the pandemic, which we faced some significant challenges. But also during this bond, we saw historic rates, rises in construction rates or cost of construction and interest. Double-digit inflation multiple years in construction. The supply chain issues like Bill mentioned. So going back to Iowa Colony Junior High to be specific, the board voted to accept the construction price on a Tuesday night. We had a walkthrough with the architect at Iowa Colony High School on Wednesday morning, but specifically to get things signed so we could order a switchgear, which Michael and Bill can tell you what that is. But because it was a 51-week lead time to get a switchgear, which was an increase of exponential proportions as pre-pandemic. It was within a couple of months before that, and it moved out to a year. But we saw inflation as high as 12 to 16%. tight labor markets, and still we committed to delivering on time and on budget. Just for an example, if you look at the up here and you look at the junior highs, Kathy was the first junior high that we built with the 177,000 square feet and the 37.5 million. When you do the math on that, that comes out to right at $195 per square foot on that. And Iowa Colony Junior High, you see it at 181,000 square feet and 57,946. And I think Superintendent Nelson remembers this. The day we had a meeting set with her and the architect to review the bid prices on an afternoon. The day Bill and I had been to the summer meeting to go over construction cost index, and me and Bill are coming in and saying, we don't know if we can build this thing. Because right now, because of where it was, and the architect came in and shared the price, and we're still going, he goes, well, he goes, I'll tell you, detention raised your price by about $15 a square foot, but y'all are about $40 a square foot underneath where the other junior high he had just bid the week before. And so that increase went from 212 at Kathy a square foot to Iowa Colony Junior High to 320 over the course of this bond. So we had per square foot over $110 increase per square foot on cost. Elementary, EC Mason to Alvin Elementary went from $195 to $290 a square foot for our cost. And we're still below the market average on that. So again, summary of the accomplishments: expansion of district facilities, met the budget requirements on time through historic cost increases. We believe we have better learning environment across the district, increased capacity with better facilities, enhanced safety, and we continue to focus toward the future and looking at our needs. And so if you have any questions, we'll be happy to answer them.
Any questions?
I'll just make a comment that the team with Rudy and Billy and Bill, under Rory's leadership, they have really done a phenomenal job for us through this bond. We're down a project manager. I'm going to tell you, Rudy, you get 2 or 3 project managers in one person right there. He's boots on the ground, and his knowledge base is above and beyond. We'd put him up and Bill up and Billy up against any other team across the state, but just kudos to y'all. We had one project manager that resigned, I don't know, 19, 20, somewhere around there. She moved back home, and we just never replaced it, and this team stepped up and did it for us. So kudos to your team. And I know Ms. Dietrich's department, purchasing, distribution, played a big piece in helping get all the FF&E, everything in the buildings for our students and staff, and as well as several other departments, but this is led by these people right here, so thank you.
Hey, Rory, Bill, can we make switch gears at JBH?
Bring some people to work on it. Yeah. Wish.
Just, hey, worth a shot.
I want to say kudos to y'all because, usually when you do these schools and stuff, you look for a 10 to 15% cost increase. And here we had 30, 35 cost increase, and we still came in under budget and on time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
We're now in the open forum portion of the agenda. If you would like to address the board, you should have completed the public participation form and submitted it to the superintendent secretary prior to the meeting according to policy BED local. We did not have anyone signed up for open forum, so we will move into agenda item 9, consent agenda action items. Sorry, let me get caught up. All right, would anyone like to pull any of the consent agenda items A through E? No? Do I have a motion to approve consent agenda items A through E?
So moved.
First by trustee Johnson, second by trustee Sweeney. Any comments or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. All right, moving on to agenda item 10, request to consider approval of resolution for Brazoria County Appraisal District Board of Directors election for 2025.
So Board, each voting taxing entity in Brazoria County nominates up to 5 candidates to fill 5 appointed positions on the Board of Directors. These nominations must be submitted to our Chief Appraiser before October the 15th of 2024. Alvin ISD must adopt a resolution nominating up to 5 candidates by formal action. Following the resolution, each voting unit must cast its votes by written resolution from the ballot listing naming 2 members to serve a 1-year term and 3 members to serve a 3-year term. Alvin ISD is entitled to 868 votes. Mr. Tommy King has served as our district representative since 2015 and has expressed his willingness to continue to serve.
All right. I recommend that the Board of Trustees nominate Mr. Tommy King to represent Alvin ISD on the Brazoria County Appraisal District Board of Directors for 2025 by written resolution.
Second that.
So moved by Trustee Garza, a second by Trustee Humbird. Any comments, questions? Hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Next up, we have request to consider approval of purchase and install combination reader lock set units as part of the Safety and Facilities Enhancement Grant, also known as SAFE, Cycle 2.
So Board, this is a replacement of card readers at certain Alvin ISD schools using the SAFE Grant Cycle 2 allotment funds totaling $221,339.
And do we have a proposed motion that the board approve use of the SAFE Grant Cycle 2 additional allotment funds to purchase and install combination reader lock sets for exterior doors? First by Trustee Sweeney, second by Trustee Scott. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Next up is a request to consider approval of campus performance objectives.
So Board, the Texas Education Code, Section 11.253, requires that each district and campus create an improvement plan, set performance objectives based on data from the TAPER, which is the Texas Academic Performance Report, and periodically measure progress toward these performance objectives. The performance objectives that are created by each campus must be approved by the local Board of Trustees and must be included in the published annual report. The board will receive progress updates on the district and campus performance objectives throughout the year.
Do we have a motion that the board approve the campus performance objectives as presented? So moved by Trustee Humbird, second by Trustee Garza. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Next agenda item is request to consider approval of board-adopted goals per HB 3.
So Board, House Bill 3 requires school boards to adopt detailed plans to achieve goals in 2 areas: early childhood literacy and mathematics, proficiency for 3rd grade students, college, career, and military readiness, which we refer to as CCMR. The district and each campus are required to set specific, quantifiable annual goals in these areas for 5 years. The early childhood plans are required to include annual goals for aggregate student growth on 3rd grade math and reading star, annual targets for students in each group evaluated under Closing the Gaps domain, targeted professional development for classroom teachers. The CCMR plans are required to include annual goals for aggregate student growth on CCMR readiness indicators evaluated under the Student Achievement domain, and annual targets for students in each group evaluated under Closing the Gaps domain. The board will receive progress updates on each of these House Bill 3 goals in quarterly reports.
Do we have a motion for approval of House Bill 3, early childhood literacy and mathematics and CCMR board goals as presented? First by trustee Sweeney. Second by trustee Scott. Any comments? Hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Moving on, we have a request to consider personnel items of requested personnel.
So Board, you have a list of employees, potential employees that we would recommend for contract upon your approval. And these are openings that are currently there or they've gotten their certification now and are eligible for contract.
All right. Do I have a motion for the board to approval be granted for requested personnel items as presented?
So move.
All right. First by trustee Johnson, second by trustee Humbird. Any comments, questions? Hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. And at this time, do we have a motion for adjournment?
Make a motion to adjourn?
First by trustee Humbird, second by trustee Sweeney. Comments? Hearing none. All in favor? Motion carries. Meeting adjourned.
Thank
Thank you,
Board.
board.